I'm very optimistic. I think it's going to be a great year, and so we're hoping to be a part of that and take you right along with us. Let's see, Sheldon, where are you at?
Behind you.
Behind me, okay. I don't know whether that's good or not. All right, I'm going to turn the meeting over to Sheldon. He's got some exciting news that he wants to share with you, and of course, this is always the time of year when they share their statistics and tell us what they've done for the year. And just, we can't thank Sheldon enough for all that he does for this community and for the people in this community. So at this time, I'll turn it over to you.
Good morning and welcome to One Accord Ministry this morning. We are excited that you are able to be with us this morning. We're excited to be able to release our year-end report this morning. We want to welcome Honorable Mark DeWitt, our County Mayor, our Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, and I know we have everybody in here is distinguished folks. So welcome to the ministry this morning, to the first chamber breakfast. Would the chamber board stand up for just a second? I'm on the chamber board also. These guys, we don't have any place that we have a Main Street leader and a chamber leader like Nancy Barker and these folks. Every time we have events downtown, they are there. They are setting up. They stay through the entire event, set up, take down. It's amazing what we have and offer here in Rogersville. I don't think any place else in the United States could offer what is offered right here. But it's through the hard work of these folks, and we recognize you this morning. I want to also recognize our folks this morning. We've got some great folks here. Our staff is right back here. Would all of the folks that are part of the staff of One Accord Ministry of staff and volunteers stand up for just a minute? Not the board yet. I'll get you in just a second. These are the folks. Rita, right here. Rita, raise your hand. Rita is over this ministry center, so all of the decisions that are made concerning the thrift store and what goes on here is done through her. Kathy Elmore, if you raise your hand, Kathy is over the boutique, which is across the street, and the decisions that are made over there, she's responsible for those. The lovely voice that you hear when you're calling the office on the phone is Miss Joanne Chambers, back in the back. We have I got a call one morning from one of our foundations that said that the guy called me on a Saturday morning and said, I have before me one of the best grants I've ever read in the 20 years that I've been reviewing grants, and that's Miss Kathy Durr back here. I'd never told her I didn't want her head to get too big, but our grant writer back here, and Mr. Wes Green over here is in charge of all the trucking, so that the folks, it's really important when you give out a lot of food that you have somebody that goes and gets it and brings it back. Now to join them, if our board of directors would stand up, these are the bosses. These are the folks that set the policies and do all of that. So we have several of our board members here. Fred Diamond and Carolyn and Billy Ray Courtney, and we've got several more that couldn't be with us this morning, but we just welcome and honor those folks that make the decisions and work with us. 37 years ago, God birthed of One Accord Ministry, and it was God that named it. It wasn't me. He gave the name to it. And he gave us that name because I believe it was going to be a community venture. It's all of us working together to identify and meet the needs of our community. So none of us here can take the credit for what you're going to see on the year-end report that's going to be passed out to you here in just a minute. And God still, as He started leading us in the beginning, He leads us in everything that we do. Every family that brings things to the thrift store, every food drive that is done through a school or a classroom, every time that a club leader at one of the schools brings their students over to volunteer and to hand out food, all of you is a part of One Accord Ministry, is the support team that makes it all happen. So it's not just the staff back here, but it's the staff in the community together that bring all of this together every year. We're grateful to groups like the post office and the NJROTC, the schools, our clubs, our businesses, and our industries that all do something throughout the year that brings support to an organization that's, I think, one of the best ones anyway. We believe that God is still our CEO. I do not call myself an executive director. The executive director is up there, and he's the best one there is. So all of us are a team partnering with you to make this one of the best organizations any place. And when we say it couldn't be done without you, the growth and success of this organization is proof that God planted us in a community of the most loving, supporting, giving people on the face of this earth. Amen. You are the reason that Of One Accord has been able to grow as it has, and is one of the largest organizations in the state of Tennessee for especially communities this size. Some teachers teach that, organizations will grow and they plateau and decline. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe that. Not when God's in it. And I believe the greatest years of this organization in growth are the years ahead of us, not the years behind us. For the 16th year of ministry, we've given out over 1 million pounds of food. 1.3 million last year to 42,000 people. That is amazing. Give you an example of that. During Thanksgiving, the Saturday before Thanksgiving, we were over in Hancock County, in Churchill, and here in Rogersville, giving out food at the same time. Now, the one in Rogersville was out at Cherokee High School. A line of traffic was 1.5 miles long, reached all the way across the river bridge, halfway up the hill. And students from Cherokee High School, we were able to organize it in such a way they loaded enough cars at a time that entire line of traffic was taken care of, and people went home in just a little over an hour. Isn't that amazing? And then TCAT comes down. The Tennessee College of Applied Technology comes down and helps us make our Christmas food boxes. And those guys can go through and make 800 to 1,000 boxes in just a little over 3 hours. Just amazing efforts of a community coming together and working together. We still do our senior meals program. We're delivering meals 5 days a week from right back here. We have a clinic. Kathy, would you stand up back there? We target those folks that don't have insurance and they don't have jobs, but these folks got a massive amount of donations that are going to be used in the disaster relief areas up in Helene places, and they're in the process of giving those out even now, so we're going to get that in our report at the end of this next year. But just a great job that is being done up there. We honor the work that they're doing. In Hancock County, we have the privilege of serving some of the lowest income folks in our state. And it is a privilege. We're finding folks still over there that have never had water in their homes, have never had a bathroom. And it's through the support here in Hawkins County that we're able to do ministry efforts over there. And we're just so grateful for your support again and again. At Christmas, we do the Christmas program for most of Hawkins County. Every program or child that is served during that time of year is done primarily through Christmas for the Children, or at least the screening of those names. We screen them so that they're not mass duplicated. Jan, where's Jan Chambers? We have a brand new director this year. Jan, this is one of our biggest programs, and I think Jan deserves a big round of applause. When somebody new comes in, you wonder, are they going to be able to handle this big job that's ahead of them? Not only did she handle it, but man, she did an amazing job this year. We honor her. And, in Churchill, we have a diaper pantry that is in a storefront up there. You wouldn't think of a diaper pantry being that big, but they distributed over $100,000 worth of diapers just last year. And we see here God at work all the time. We see miracles happen all the time. Let me give you an example. In 2002, we had just gotten into this building. We had done some work on it to get it ready to have a grand opening in February. On February the 5th, we were going to dedicate it. Okay, so we have pastors come in and they line up along the wall behind you, and they're praying prayers of blessing and dedication to the building. And a family from Bristol, Tennessee had had heard about the work being done here in Rogersville, asked to speak. They got up back here and they said, we've learned about what you're doing. We love it. We want to help in any way we can. And God has led us this week to come down and to completely pay your building off with one check. One check paid all of this off. High School Winstead was our county mayor at that time, and he was sitting just about where Brother Mark is right now. And High School said, I've prayed all of my life to see a real, bona fide miracle from God. And he says, today I've seen that miracle. And I think that just speaks highly of what, not only what the team here does, but what God does here all the time. I want to end by telling you a story this morning of something new that we're announcing today. You're the first to hear about it. Okay, 3 years ago, I was sitting doing my devotions at the kitchen table, and God asked me as clear as anything I've ever heard from him. He said, what is your ministry vision? And we didn't have a vision. We have a mission statement. It's to identify and meet the needs in our community. And I said, Lord, we don't have a vision. And he said, well, what is your vision? And I'm thinking, I said, well Lord, we've got a mission statement, but we serve people in order to reach people. We want everybody to go to heaven with us, right? So we serve them to reach them. And then he said to me something unusual. He said, how many do you want to reach? That's unusual. And I was thinking, I have no frame of reference. We've seen 3,300 people locally and over 100,000 in our overseas work come to Christ. And I said, Lord, I want to see 1 million people in the next 10 years. And he said, take that to your board of directors. And I did, and they voted on it. But then, this is what's unusual, within the next couple of weeks, some opportunities availed, some doors started to open. I went to a good friend of mine, Ben Chambers, and I said, Ben, God showed me this. What do you think about it? And Ben and Jan have worked with the Billy Graham Association, and he caught that vision, and he says, if you do this, I'd like to do it for you. And so this isn't me. This is Ben has joined us in this work. Ben, would you stand up just a second? Or stand up. Ben has worked for 3 years to develop an international television network called Appalachian Christian Network. The screen behind us is being broadcast right now from, we're on 86% of the live stream market, Roku, Amazon.
Google, Android and iOS apps for phones, Apple TV.
So all of that, you can, and on the bottom of your year-end report that you're being passed out, the second page, but the bottom of that, it tells you how to find it. We have a very primitive website right now. You can go to that website and find it. We're getting a professional website developed even right now. But what you're seeing right here is being broadcast around the world with a goal of seeing 1 million people come to Christ. So anyway, God asked us for what we want, what we were willing to do for Him. We want to see this happen. And then He opened the door and gave us the opportunity, and we stepped through it. And I think that's amazing. Ben has done an amazing amount of work. He's the one that nearly single-handedly, with the help of Grayson Dalton, has got it up and running. Let's give Ben a worldwide round of applause this morning. We might even have time for Ben to say something in just a second, but I want to let you know that this wasn't just a person's idea. Our board of directors heard this vision. They voted on it. They voted on every step that we've taken this morning. So this is something that is a part of the leadership of a One Accord ministry. I do need to say this morning that none of donated funding for our programs has come to support this. It's come out of the profits of the thrift store across the street and specially targeted donations to get it up to this place. But as of now, we're ready to start signing on churches that will have a monthly fee to be on. We'll also have advertisers, and we'll have supporters and sponsors that way. So we're just now ready to launch. In fact, this just launched last week. But from right here in Rogersville, Tennessee, who would have ever thought there would be a worldwide program? And we were featured in November with the national religious broadcasters nationwide. So we're starting to see the word get out, and we will be known. Not that we want to be known, but we want to see people hear the gospel and have a way that they can come to Christ. So it's Appalachian Christian Network. You can go to ACN, www.acn.media, and it's on right there right now, and you can watch it anytime, day or night, 7 days a week, right here from Rogersville, and Ben is doing that. So I would just want to humbly this morning thank you again for your support. I want to thank God for His faithfulness, but the support locally couldn't be done without the folks that are sitting here in this room. And I thank each of you. I want to say thank you, thank you. If you watch national programming, TBN, and I'll just give that as an example, they have a couple of ministries that they sponsor, and they're great ministries. But you realize that all across Appalachia are little ministries that are in hidden pockets and places that have no voice. Nobody knows they're there, and they struggle every day to fulfill the mission that God has given them to do. We're going to take on the project of identifying those ministries, giving them opportunity to focus on them, giving them airtime, and helping them get something that we can put on to interview them and that kind of thing. And then on our website, there'll be an opportunity to click. If you see that ministry and you want to find them, you know they're from Kentucky, you click on Kentucky, that name, their ministry name will be up. You click on their name and it will give you their contact information so that we can start bringing support to the little ministries all across Appalachia that are doing good work that nobody knows about right now. We feel like that's as honorable an idea to try to get across as anything that we can do. And again, God bless you, God bless One Accord Ministry, and God bless America this morning. What is Appalachian Christian Network? I'm so glad you asked. My name is Sheldon Livesey. I'm the founder director of One Accord Ministry. And our purpose is twofold. One is to give you a new favorite to watch, and a second is to point people to Jesus Christ. So if you come out of an evangelistic church and you're seeing people come to Christ, we invite your church to come and to be a part with us. Join us. We have a vision of seeing 1 million people come to Christ in the next 10 years. We can't do that by ourselves. It's going to take all of us to be a part. Appalachian Christian Network is located in the northeast part of Appalachia, East Tennessee, and we really believe with all of our hearts that the harvest is going to be next, and we invite you to be a part. Across the bottom of the screen, you're going to be seeing the address of our website that can give you pricing. I do a 30-minute program on 2 local small-town radio stations here in Appalachia, and our pricing for network time across the United States is comparable. In fact, you get 2 hours a week, and until programs are filled up, then you're going to get a lot more than that. You'll see some local programming right side by side along with some national favorites of yours. And you might ask, what are your beliefs? Well, our beliefs are both basic and conservative. We support our nation and the Christian foundation on which it was built, and we honor those that have gone before us and paved the way through their sacrifices for the freedoms that we enjoy. So if you come join us, you can be a part of getting your word out on this network, and as you join us, we can both grow together. Come be a part.